Hello. Okay, so this is a functional flow or Pilates flow. We're going to do some hip work, and we've got a chair, a stretchy band, and a small little rolled up towel right there. I'm going to show you what I've done here with my towel. It is not rocket science, but we're going to be doing some work that's going to work the mobility of the ankles, the feet, and the hips. And while we are doing this work, um, and I'll get there. Actually, I don't want to say too much. If you're struggling in some of the ways that I will list as we get moving, I think this could potentially help you. I just folded my towel in half, and then I'm just going to roll it up. This is just nice and easy. So it's kind of like this. Actually, we're all doing, you know what, please do this now. I did actually want to do this in the beginning now that I remember. So that's all I did. Again, it's really just going to create a little bit of a lift and some added mobility in the ankle joint, which affects the way the hips function. Okay, so I'm going to put that little towel there. And we don't need the band right away. I'm just going to leave it on my chair. And I'm just going to make sure that my mom is not going to call me. I mean, she will call me, but that it doesn't go all the way through. Okay, so we're going to stand right behind our chair. Okay, right behind our chair. The little towel here is rolled up right in front of me. My toes are directed forward. The chair is just about an arm's distance away. And I'm just going to put the ball of my right foot in front of me on the towel. The ball of the right foot on the towel. Okay? And then I'm going to step my left foot forward. So it's pretty much in line with the left leg of my chair. My feet are about hip distant. So this is a very subtle lift for the right ball of the foot. There's hardly, for me, a stretch happening. For some of you, this could be a decent stretch. I wanted to go more subtle than the yoga block approach, which is a huge stretch because some of you, it's almost a little too intense. So this is why I'm starting like this. Now, if this is kind of a boring stretch for the right foot slash calf slash Achilles area, slightly scoot yourself back or move the chair and step your left leg forward, okay? So we're going subtle for this length that we're creating and mobility of the right ankle and foot because we are going to work on hip strength. And in order to really truly work on hip strength, we need to strengthen our glutes. And I talk about this anyway, but I'm just talking about it again. And in order to strengthen our glutes in some of the exercises that we're going to do, we need to have good mobility in our feet. When we lose mobility in our feet, we lose strength in the glutes, which decreases the stability and strength that we have in our hips and our pelvis in general. Okay? Woo! That was a lot to say. So this is just a stretch. We're going to switch now. I'm going to step my left foot back, and I'm going to see how it goes for the left side. I'm going to put the ball of my left foot on this little towel. This is kind of NBD for me, no big deal. For some of you, this may be a nice little stretch. Just hang there for a minute and let it loosen. For me, I'm going to step my right foot forward because this now is a nice way to lengthen out my left ankle, calf, foot. I feel it all the way into my toes. I'm trying to stand nice and tall. I'm breathing. Let's take a nice deep breath here. One more deep breath. okay? And then I'm gonna carefully step myself back, all right? I'm gonna pick up this towel and put it to the side. I'm gonna kind of keep it like this because you may want to use it in the future. Those of you who have tight ankles, calves, Achilles area, this may be a great tool for you for a lot of the classes moving forward, okay? Also. Okay, so that's out of the way, and we're just gonna stand up nice and tall, toes directed forward, and I'm gonna kind of like karate chop my hip area, and I want everyone to kind of do that. This is the hip joint in here. A lot of times when we think about weakening hips, we think about out and back here. This is the hip joint that we're going to focus on along with the glutes and the side of the hip. But I want us to put our hands here, soften the knees just a little bit. The knees are forward. I'm not leaning forward. I'm still nice and upright. And just focus on thinking that the femur goes right into its joint and it's a ball and socket, right? So we're gonna stand nice and tall. We just loosened up the ankle so we could do this, which is bring the toes forward, to the knees forward towards the toes, and then come right back up. We're just gonna do this 5 more times. Peek at your knees. Peek at your knees. Let's keep them straight ahead, okay? They're not going out, they're not going in. I know where my ball and socket joint is. It's right in this karate chop situation. And I'm just gonna do 3 more. Knees are forward, shoulders are relaxed. And stand. 2 more. And stand. 1 more. And stand, okay? I'm just gonna bring my right hand out. Your left hand can do whatever it wants. The left knee is just gonna come up and down, okay? So this is one thing that this joint can do. It can help us to bring our leg forward. We're just gonna do about 4 more with this leg. And I'm not gonna switch sides with my hands, but if it makes you feel better to come to the other side of the chair, whatever you wanna do, it's fine with me. I'm just gonna switch right over to the opposite leg. And of course you don't probably really even need your chair here. I'm standing tall into my standing leg. Maybe one of these legs does this movement a little bit more efficiently than the other. It's kind of good for you to get a sense of where your limitations are, just so you can be aware of them, okay? I don't always like to pay attention to them, but become aware. And then we're gonna do 1 at a time, okay? So we all know this, we do this very often. This is like kind of a march. One leg is straight and strong and sturdy as the other knee comes up. When you bring a knee up, the opposite leg stands tall. And you should kind of feel a line of strength up through the leg, all the way into the pelvis or where the femur connects in. And we're just gonna do about 3 more of these. You may be feeling the muscles in the fronts of the legs a little bit, that's normal. In your flexors, that's normal. 1 more each way. Okay, now, this is where I am gonna hang on just a little bit more. Stand strong into your left leg. Come to the side so you can see a little bit. The right knee is gonna bend. And what is the right knee looking at in front of you? We're gonna make a circle around it. So think to the floor, to the left wall, in front of you, maybe slightly up, to the right and back again. It's a circle. And we're not gonna go too slow, but here is your ball and socket joint doing its job. A quick note about everything else in your body should be pretty stable. Shoulders, pelvis, left leg. Let's go the other way. We'll do 5. 5. You use your chair or you don't. It's all good. Fingers to chair is a great way to be aware of how sturdy and tall you can stay as you do your circle. We're gonna do 3 more. And 2, and 1. And then we'll put this leg down and I'll come right over and try the opposite leg. What's my left knee looking at? You should be able to cross the body, bring the knee across the body, up, around, down, okay? Joseph Pilates knew that this was a ball and socket joint, and this is why we do the muscle that we do on our back, single leg circles, was to work this ball and socket joint. That is my assumption, right? Lying down is a different experience than standing. This is a great little balance exercise here. Let's go the other way. And 6, and 5, and again, we're trying to stay pretty still. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And then come all the way down, okay? So now, also, the hip is responsible and the glutes are responsible for the leg coming behind us. So we're gonna do a similar circle, except for the circle is now gonna look down, slightly behind us to the right, straight behind us, slightly behind us to the left, and back again. So I'm coming back to my right leg. I'm gonna bend the knee. This may not be an incredibly big circle, but my circle is now looking down to the right, behind me, into the left, and back again. The right circle now is not in front of me, it's slightly behind me. I prefer to keep my left leg maybe a little bit soft, or maybe nice and straight. Try both and see how you feel. So this could be a pretty decent balance exercise for you. Use your chair. We're not trying to knock this out of the park. I'm a little bit more curious about the mobility that you have in this way. And now we go the other way. So I'm going in and around. And again, my knee is now looking behind me. And 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come all the way down. And now I'm going to do the left leg. So I'm going to shift my weight into the right leg, bend the left knee, and the circle is now behind me. Okay, you need your inner thigh, your tush, your glute med or your side tush, your hip area to do all of this. So I think this is like a really good little exercise to turn on all the things that we need in a somewhat balanced way to create strength in and around the hip socket. Go the other way if you haven't already. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come down, okay? So we just woke up the parts a little bit. We're gonna come now and use the chair a little bit. I'm not gonna use this band yet. I'm gonna keep it close by. And we're gonna come in front of the chair. Those of you with tighter ankles and limited, what you would consider to be like not a lot of mobility in the feet in general, as we move forward, putting this towel underneath your heels is gonna lift your heels up a little bit, which is gonna take the edge off of the mobility. When you're down on the floor, you will be bending more. If you're slightly up, there's a little bit less needed of that joint, okay? If at some points the squatting or whatever we're doing with our legs just feels like a lot for your ankles, try adding this in, okay? I'm just gonna throw that out there. I am not gonna use it at this moment. I'm gonna put it to the side, but it's there for you, okay? If all of a sudden you're like, you know, my ankles are kind of complaining, try putting it underneath your heels. So we're gonna come and have a seat, and I'd love for you to scoot your tushy forward so your sits bones are kind of right on the edge of your seat, of your chair, and your toes are forward. And we're gonna practice sitting up, getting up all the way. I'm gonna extend my arms forward. I think this is really helpful. Before we get into the exercise, why not bring the arms up and just have a nice little stretch here. I'm gonna hook my thumbs, stretch the fingertips to the ceiling, and let's do a little side to side. When you lean over to the right, try and sit into your left booty, so you've got a really nice lengthening through the whole left side. And then when you stretch your arms over to the left, push down through your right booty, and then come back to the center, and keep going here, right and left a few times. Take a few deep breaths. Let's just open the side body, open the ribs, breathe, check in with the back, wake all this stuff up a little bit. And we're gonna come back to the center. I'm gonna add in a twist here just to further wake up the deeper abdominal and breathing muscles. Arms are wide, lift your chest, sit tall. Twist in one direction, exhale, 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 exhale. Look at the back hand. Inhale, come back to the center. And twist in the opposite direction. Exhale, 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 exhale. One more each way. And exhale. And center. And twist. And then come back to the center. Let's just rest the arms down. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder, back through the center, and the left ear to the left shoulder. Back to the center, one more each way. Relax the jaw. And back to the center. Okay, back to the hips and the glutes. I've got my feet underneath my knees, and I'm sitting right on the edge of my seat. Arms are going to come forward. They're going to be helpful here. And we're going to lean forward and get ourselves feeling like we're about to sit. Put most of your weight in your feet. Push down through your feet. Come all the way up to stand. Give your booty a squeeze. And we're going to hold here for just a second. We just kind of measured how far away we need to be. All right? Toes are forward. Soften your knees like we did in the beginning of class. Knees forward, spine straight. And then come right back up again. Okay, we're gonna add. Soften your knees, bring the knees forward, just peek at them. Make sure they're in line with your toes-ish. And then karate chop yourself right in your hip joint. We are hinging from here. When you hinge, you're bringing your back long and your sits bones reach back. Peek at your knees. They shouldn't be any further beyond your toes. Push through your heels and come up 1 inch and just pause here. Shift your weight back into your heels another 1/4 of an inch. Let's just rest the hands on the thighs for a minute. Go ahead and check in with your spine. Relax your shoulders. Make sure your spine is not in a round shape. You should feel like it's as long as you can get it. We're still shifting into our heels, okay? Now, this is a pretty decent angle for the ankle. If this is a struggle for your ankles, I still suggest that you maybe want to put the towel underneath your heels. I'm just going to throw that out there. You may be feeling some feelings in your legs right now if you're still hanging out here. Shift your weight further back into your heels. And now drive the heels down, stand tall, squeeze your booty, squeeze your booty, squeeze your booty. We need our glutes in order to have adequate hip strength. So whenever I say squeeze your booty, I'm not just saying it because Self Magazine writes it, right? Okay? This is very functional, all right? We're going to practice by sitting down and getting up again. Please reduce your range of motion if going all the way down isn't right for you today, okay? Maybe you'll hang in the middle a little bit more. But I'm going to come all the way down. We've found our glutes. We turned them on. I'm going to stretch my arms forward. Take a nice deep breath. Shift forward so much. Find your heels. Come all the way up and squeeze the tush. And then I'm going to come back down in the same way. Like I'm karate chopping into the hip joint. Sending those hips back. Finding the chair and sitting. We're going to take our time and come up again. Push through the heels. Access those booty muscles, stand tall, give the tush a squeeze, and come back. And great news, if you fall back, there's a chair there. So that's kind of exciting. And again, all the way up. Nice and straight here at the top. That's why we're squeezing our butt, is to press the hips forward so the hips can fully contract. We're going to do 4 more in this way. And again, you're making any changes if you need to. Exhale up. Glutes, 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 glutes. Tushy squeeze. Bend the knees, go back again. Challenging to send the hips all the way back like that. And again. And return. And we're doing 2 more. I'm reaching forward to get lighter in through the seat and then really use the feet and the heels to come up. Fully contracting through the hips, sitting back. We're going to do it one more time. And don't get mad. We're going to come back to that sort of halfway place, as if you karate chopped right into your hip joint. Check out your knees and your toes directed forward. Come back here again with your hands. We're going to practice hinging just a little bit from the glutes. Ready? Shift into your heels. Push through your heels to bring your upper body up a little bit, and then back, sending the hip sits bones back along the way. I'm lessening my hinge by lifting, pushing through the feet, and I'm deepening my hinge, bringing my belly towards my thighs. I am widening the angle, and then coming back to where I started. 4 more. Push through your heels. I definitely feel this in my quadriceps, the front of the legs. I'm asking you to come into your heels so you can work the glutes as well. 2 more. Back and up. 1 more time. Back and woo, all the way up. So yes, the quadriceps are likely to be fatigued, and mine are almost more fatigued than my glutes, but I found them. Okay, we're going to move on just a little bit. Similar moves, a little bit more or less balance in the coming set. I'm just going to bring my chair on my other side so I can try to have a balance there. Okay, so we're standing, toes are forward. We're going to come back to this position that we were just in, slightly less. So knees are forward, right? Hips are back. You just karate chop, you're hinging through your spine. Stay here for a second. Let's bring the arms out nice and wide with the palms down. Shift your weight into your left leg. You just got a lot lighter in through the right. Come through the center, over shifting your leg into your right leg. Pause here for a second. Get lighter into the left leg. I'm not lifting it just yet. Come back through the center. Shift over to the left again. This is where we're going to move a little bit. I'm mostly in my left leg, and I'm going to take my right leg, step it forward and then come back, step it out and then come back, step it back, whoop, and then come back, and then I'm coming all the way up. We're going to do all the things that the hip can do, okay? I'm just going to give you a different angle here to look. We got to do the other leg. So bend your knees. The karate chop, you're hinging from your hip joint. Back is fairly straight. Arms are wide. Belly is in. Shift your weight into your right leg. Left leg gets so light. I'm stepping it front, in, side, in, back, and in. Come all the way up. Let's break that down just a little bit more. Feet hip distant. Soften your knees. Hinge from your hip joint. We're going to practice shifting again. I'm going to bring the arms out wide again. Shifting into the left leg. Right leg. Only forward this time. Forward and back in. Forward and back in. Forward and back in. 1 more. Come all the way up. Suddenly have the hiccups. Everything's fine. Let's go back again. Shift into your right leg. Peek at your knee. Your knee should be pretty much in line with your toes here. Booty back. Left leg, forward and in. Forward and in. Do something else with your hands, by the way. This is maybe nice. Forward and in. One more. Come back, center, all the way up. Arms by your sides is kind of nice. We're going to go to the side now. Toes are forward. Soften your knees. That karate chop, I'm hinging forward, feeling again here. Shift back into the left leg. Long spine. Right leg, out and in. 2 and in. Nice and light. 3, 4. We're going to go right into the other side here. Come back through the center, shift to the right leg and left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the center, all the way up. Take a nice deep breath. If you're feeling yucky feelings in your ankle or your knee, make a change. Try to use the towel. Use your chair, trying something new, okay? We have one more, and that's reaching the leg back. Soften your knees. We're hinging at that karate chop point, your hip joint. I'm gonna bring my arms back out wide again. I kind of like that. Shift into the left leg. When I bring my right leg back, I'm gonna give my right tush a little squeeze, and then come back in. Squeeze. And come back in. 3 and 4 and 5. I'm coming right to the other side. Shift into the right leg. Spine is long. Left leg. And out. And 3 and 4 and 5. Step in. Come all the way up, roll your shoulders, okay? When we do our leg series on the ground, we're supposed to be hitting all of these points. You're supposed to feel your tush, you're supposed to aim for stability, and we're supposed to find this long stretch through the front of the leg. So we're gonna immediately come down. I'm gonna bring this with me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it yet. I'm gonna just push the chair out of the side a bit. Bring anything that you need with you to the ground that you would put under your head, whatever you do, okay? So I'm coming down to my right side. Of course, we'll do both sides. And I'm coming into a traditional side kick series position. Well, technically that would be this. I prefer this, okay? And I'm gonna bring my legs forward just a little bit. So my spine is long and my legs are just forward at an angle. I'm gonna bring my top hand to my hip and I'm just gonna like push my top hip away a little bit. What that does for me is it lifts my whole side body into a connection. I'm not just chilling, I'm lifted. My whole body is lifting away from the ground. Here, if we were standing, you would be straight. I'm gonna lift the top leg and push the bottom leg down. Top leg is now gonna come in front and behind the body. When you're coming forward, you're sort of, it's almost as if we're doing that same hinge right from this area. It's not happening in the spine. Your spine is nice and straight. When you go back, you should feel your glute. Okay, and along the way, you're working the other areas of the tush because you're trying to keep your foot just about hip high. So I'm not sinking down, I'm trying to stay here, all right? Your range of motion is up to you, all right? And there's so many ways that you can continue to modify this. Bending the bottom knee is one of them. Keeping even the leg the knee that's moving even a little bit soft, that's okay. All right, so tinker around with where your body needs to be so you can feel all these same feelings in and around the hip that you were feeling when you were standing. We're gonna do 2 more here. and back. One more. And back. And then just relax down for a moment. One hip is right on top of the other. Make sure you're not rounding forward or leaning back. You're sort of right in the center. Let's bring that top leg up again. Make it longer than you thought you could. When you do your little circles, it's easy to only feel it in the flexor and the front of the thigh area. I want you to challenge yourself today to find your glute in this little exercise. Bring the legs slightly behind you, slightly in front of you. Make sure you're sort of finding all of those points that we found when we were standing. And then go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5. Abdominals are still active. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! And then lower all the way down. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to do one more, and this is up and down. Little bit of a turnout, up and down. Up and down. So here's a big old stretch. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come all the way down, okay? I'm gonna have us bend our knees here. Find your long, straight-ish spine. We can just rest our hand right in front of the ribs, make sure the abdominals are pulled in, and then we'll do our open the book, close the book, where the knee and the shin and the foot all come up in the same plane. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and then come back, and we'll do one more exercise, which is an internal and external rotation, foot, and then knee, foot to foot, knee to knee, foot to foot, knee to knee, foot to foot, knee to knee. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Come all the way down. Wasn't that exciting? Okay, let's straighten the bottom leg out. Let's just work that bottom leg just a teeny bit here. Some people really like to put a yoga block underneath their knee here to keep the knee and the hip in alignment. If you'd like to, you can. Lift the bottom leg. Let's point the foot. Little pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's flex the foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. A little of both. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Last 4 and 4 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1, all the way down. Okay? I'm going to come right over to the other side. Let's get the other side over with. Flipperoo, flipperoony. There we are. Okay? So side 2, maybe the side has different needs. Maybe you need some more props. I don't know. Who knows? See if you can find that feeling like you're standing again. Okay? So your waist, what's happening here is important. I'm trying to lift away from the ground. When I lift my top leg up, everything gets a little wobbly. I'm going to scooch my bottom leg forward. Leg stays about hip height and comes forward and back. When we were standing, we were nice and still. Everywhere else besides the leg that was moving. Whether your leg is straight or bent right now, I don't really care. Can you find the front, the back, and the side of the hip and how they all work together to make this exercise happen? And back. Don't lose the glute. 6 and 5 and 4 and and 3, and 2, one more. Yeah, you may have one side where it's just like harder to find all those feelings. For me, that's this side a little bit. And now we're doing our circles. Lift the leg, so make this leg longer. Maybe you're lifting away from the floor. You're coming in front, above, behind, and down. Make a circle around how you perceive your ball and socket hip joint. Ooh, this is burning for me, you guys. My goodness. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Oh my gosh, we have to go the other way. Yep, super fun. 2, super exciting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got to go up and down. So a little bit of a turnout. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh my gosh, this is so much harder. Okay, bend your knees. Let's go back to the open the book, close the book. All right, get your belly and your spine aligned. Open and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come down and pause. One left. Everyone's favorite. Keep the knee there as you bring the foot up and down, and then the knee up and down, and the foot up and down, knee up and down. 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Bottom leg. We're going to stretch this out after, I promise. Bottom leg lengthens out. Point the foot, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we flex. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, a little of both. Point, flex, point, flex. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 8. Rest down. All right, we're going to stretch the hips out and the spine because it's time. So you could lie on your back. Bring your knees in 1, 2, 1 direction. And then bring your arms out nice and wide. I'm going to goal post the arms for an added little chest stretch here. And I'm going to breathe. As you exhale, see if you can release. Find release in 3 different places for the next 3 breaths. Exhale, release. 2 more. One more. And then we gotta come to the other side. Find your 3 places to release. exciting, if you ask me. Okay, we're not done with the glutes yet, but we're gonna work it in a little bit to the next little bit. I have to come up. I forgot to preset my band. So you're gonna grab your band, please. Mine is a heavier band, which means it's gonna give me a little bit more help in ways that I think are beneficial. I'm sure you have other options. If you disagree, you can just switch to whatever that you would like, okay? I'm gonna hold my band up and slide my hands out so they're wider than my own hips. And then I'm gonna bring my band across to my pelvis and the karate chop side of the hand down into the floor. And then I'm gonna lengthen out through my spine and bring my feet about as slightly wider than my hips, okay? Pressing down through the karate chop side of your hands and your heels. Bring your hips up into the band. I'm not coming up so far that my hands leave the ground. This is also a tricep exercise if you can keep your hands glued down. Lower to the ground. Let's just see if we can get more glute action here. Push through the heels. Find the glutes. Push down through the side of the hands to make your triceps fire. And we're going to do 8 more, a little bit more swiftly. 8, 7, 6, 5, knees are as wide as your 4th toe. 4, 3, 2, lift and hold, lengthen your neck, little pulse up, push through the heels. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Please text me or call me or email me smoke signals if you did not feel your glutes. I want that to be a thing. Okay, I'm going to take my band now and bring it behind my head. So this is now going to be helpful in creating like a sling for my head. Elbows will come up. Feel nice and long through your spine. Before we curl up, let's bring the elbows towards the ceiling and the shoulders away from the ears. Take a couple of nice deep breaths to find your deep abdominals before you curl up. Inhale, fill up your belly. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, fill up. Exhale again. Okay, so I like to close my eyes during this so I could really just feel as connected as I can to the abdominal muscles as I curl up. Let's do about 4 or 5 more depending on your pace. Last one. And all the way down. Take the head out. We're coming back to where we first started. Hands slide out a little bit. We're going to do a couple more hip lifts, a little bit different this time, okay? Push down through the karate chop side of the hands. Push down through your heels. Hips come up just a little bit. All right, 2 points of connection. Palms stay down, or karate chop side of the hand stays down. Heels stay down. 1 hip at a time. Right booty first. Lower. When I lower my right booty, I feel my glute disconnect. When I come up, I'm going to push through that right heel and push the hip up into the band. Lower the right again. And then push up 6 more. Every time you come up, find your right booty muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's switch over to the left. left, 2, 3, 4. You're working your arms along the way, right? Last couple. One more, and now alternate. Right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up. 2 more sets. Up, left, one more, and left, and then come all the way down. Ooh, my arms are getting fatigued. You can just release your band and twirl your hands a bit. Move your head around and come back to the center. Okay, we're going to come back with the band under the head one more time. I'm kind of flattening it out just a little bit to get it underneath the back of the skull in a supportive way. Okay, legs are going to come up into tabletop this time. Elbows are forward. Modify this in whatever way you need to, okay? Curl forward, exhale. Chin to your throat, exhale, curl forward. And hold here. One leg at a time. Tap, return. Other side. Tap, return. Return. 3 more. 3. 3. And 2. 2. 1. 1. All the way down. Release the band. Bring your arms down by your sides. Take a nice deep breath. Bring the right leg up to the ceiling. Hold on to your calf or your thigh, whatever you can get to, okay? All the way up. Opposite leg is going to stretch out. Let's scissor switch slowly. This is kind of just a big stretch at first. I'm slowly lowering my opposite leg down. Scissor switch, big stretch. Hold on behind the thigh if that's where you can get to today. Scissor switch. Slowly lower the opposite leg. One more each way, kind of nice and slow like this. Other side. And now a little bit faster, and if you'd like, you can curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. And if not, just keep your head down. And 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 6. And come all the way down. Let's flip ourselves over onto our bellies. Onto the belly. And then you can kind of prop yourself up onto your forearms, looking forward, okay? So forearms down, fingertips forward, shoulders away from the ears, look straight ahead. Draw the abdominals in, look to the right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, come back. Slide your elbows wide, bring your fingertips together, and relax your head right on your fingers. And just hold here for a second and just give me 2 deep breaths. Lateral, fill up your belly, and then empty out. And now we're going to push down gently through the palms to lift the head and the chest to look forward and lower down. Push through the palms to lift and lower. Just one more like this. Lift and lower. Now we're going to add the right arm. So the right arm is going to join the head and the chest as you come away from the ground. Lower and switch. Lower and switch. lower and switch. One more each way. And again. And lower down and relax. Take a breath. And exhale. Keep your head down, but swing your arms around so your palms are down right by your sides. Legs are nice and long. Draw the abdominals in and start to reach back through the palms as you lift your arms up. Your head and your chest will lift and you can look forward. Maybe the legs naturally want to come up too. And then come all the way back down, pulling your chin into your throat. And then again, reach back through the fingertips. On the way, lift the chest, look forward, look straight ahead, lengthen everywhere. And pull your chin in toward your throat, come all the way down. One more time. Reach back, reach back, reach back. Lengthen forward through the crown of the head a little bit. Forward and up. And then come all the way down. Let's sit back in child's pose to have a stretch through the spine. Inhale, exhale. One more deep breath. And then come all the way up onto your knees, okay? Quick little hands and knees thing here. Adjust so your knees are in a comfortable position and your palms too. I'm going to keep the knees and the feet together a little bit, hands under the shoulders. Walk your hands forward a teeny bit. Okay, the chest here. Just a quick note about the chest. Can you sink your chest towards the ground here and let your shoulder blades sort of slide in towards one another? And then pick up your chest away from the floor. Spread your fingers open and push the ground away. Okay, so there's two ways I can say this. Lower your chest towards the ground. I'm sinking my chest and my head. And then I'm lifting my chest away from the ground. The other way I can say this is let your shoulder blades slide all the way in towards one another. And then let your shoulder blades slide all the way apart from one another as you push the ground away. And let's just do 4 more like this. However you want to think about it, like it's a chest movement or a shoulder movement. See if you can come all the way down and all the way up. 3 more. All the way down, all the way up. 2 more. Breathe, by the way. And one more time. All the way down, all the way up. Now, in this all the way up position, elbows are going to come wide. Can you keep that feeling of not letting your chest sink as you bring your chest towards the ground for a wide elbow push-up? So I'm not sinking into those muscles. I'm staying lifted, and then I'm bending and coming up. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Come all the way up. Reach back, open the chest, big stretch. Take a breath. Come back again. Hands under chest. Find your nice long spine. We're in the home stretch. We're almost there. Okay, here is a belly exercise. Ready? Without moving your booty and your pelvis, pull your low abdominals in. What does that feel like? It almost feels like I want to pull my belly in away from my pants, which is never going to happen, but I can pretend or something. And then just release. So relax your low belly. Yeah, maybe your pelvis will move a teeny bit, but I don't want to see tuck. I don't want to see that situation. Only the belly. In. It also feels like my hips are kind of pulling in towards one another. And then relax. Belly only, belly only. Nothing else needs to move right now. We're really just isolating the low abdominals. And then relax. One more time. Belly in. And come up. Now, curl your toes forward. We're putting the last two together. Push the floor away. Shoulder blades slide apart from one another is the first step. Only your low belly draws in. From there, lift your knees and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come all the way down. Oh, we have to do just one more of those. Okay. Last part, and then we're going to come up to stand. Ready? Fingers forward. First step, don't rush. Lift your chest away from the ground. Step 2. Pull your low belly in. You don't have to overly tuck to do this, but you may slightly tuck, and that's okay. Toes are forward. Lift your belly and lift the knees. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way down. Okay, we're going to come up to stand, however you want to. Come on up to stand. Just one more abdominal exercise before we stretch and I release you. Stand in a place where you don't feel like you're going to fall if you close your eyes. So maybe that's like even against the wall or hand on the wall. Okay? Close your eyes. The same muscles that you just pulled in when we were on our hands and knees, the low belly muscles, I'm going to bring my hands there. Can you pull those muscles in without contracting your booty? And then release. The only thing that we're going to do is exhale, and the term in Pilates was in and up. I always said that, pull your belly in and up. Not everyone gets that. So that's why I say other things like pull your belly away from your pants. Pull your hip bones together is kind of a similar feeling. And then release. We're going to do this 3 more times. Practice this. Pulling your low belly in without contracting your booty. 2 more. And 1 more time. Okay, that's enough micro Pilates for the day. Let's have a stretch. Bring your arms all the way up. Hook your thumbs. Side to side. One more each way. Come back out to the sides. Inhale with your arms, or wide inhale. As you bring your arms down, shoulders relax, stand tall, neck is long. One more deep breath. We did it. Have a great day. May the force be with you.